Hello, parents out there of little artists, of preschoolers and young toddlers. This is a video to help you work with your kids on learning to draw some basic images and shapes at a very young age to try and help them along just like they would with their schoolwork, doing some tracing and trying to get them to do some stuff on their own. So enjoy the video. Okay, so you can see here we have a very basic image here that I've kind of sketched in here, and I would advise you to do the same thing. Find something you think your toddler or preschooler would be interested in drawing, sketch it in for them, and erase it very lightly so they really can't see much of it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So you're going to kind of get an image on here, so this will help you out when you're trying to work with them. So if you do this ahead of time, it'll definitely help. When I'm teaching online classes, I will do something like this just so that I can talk to the kids and really show them what I'm doing. It took me just a couple minutes to kind of pre-sketch it out here. And what you want to be looking for in images is you're going to look for stuff that does not have a whole lot of subtraction. Okay, when the kids are this young, you really don't want them having to do a lot of erasing. That'll come, when they're 4, 5, 6, they can start doing that, but even 4 is pretty early to have them adding and subtracting a lot of stuff. Okay, so one thing I like to do is I like to set up my paper with a little bit of a border. You can just draw this in. It does not need to be drawn in with a ruler or anything like that. I do put guidelines on there so you can get used to drawing things symmetrical with them. So I do have the middle guideline across here and up and down this way. You don't need to worry much about that for them, but it'll help you as well when you're helping them draw. So one of the things you want to do is look again for images that have large shapes. Okay, just like they did when they were in or when they're going to go through school, or when you were in school. When they are working, they're going to be doing a lot of work of repetition. Okay, so what you'll see is you'll see their letters, and they're going to go, to the best of their ability on their letters. So I'm going to wiggle these like a young kid would. Okay, and the goal is to get them to do it so that then they can do their own. Okay, so you're going to work with them in the same manner as you do with this. So what I would do is try to start in the middle on an image like this. We're going to do a butterfly, and you're going to take your pencil and very carefully you can go ahead and dot the shapes for them. Okay, again, this is for younger age students. In our studios, occasionally when we're doing bigger shapes, we'll help them get started, maybe with 1 or 2 of them, with a little bit of structure like this, but after that we try to let them draw on their own. Now once you have that, you're going to have your toddler trace this, and you're going to get a number of results. You're going to get a toddler who's pretty good, who will stay right on it. It may get a little big, may get huge. If you need to, you can help them adjust it and draw. So I'm going to actually draw it in here like maybe like a toddler would, and if you get something like this, you want to leave it alone. That's fine. Okay, this is like a worksheet, so you really do not need to worry too much about the end result. I'm going to show you towards the end what to do to try to give them as much benefit to this worksheet as possible. Okay, so let's say you go ahead now, go ahead and dot the body. Say, okay, your turn. Let them go ahead and take a shot at that. A lot of times you'll notice once they get a shape or two in here, their dexterity will start to improve. Okay, you may have a little bit out of the lines like this, and that's fine. I would leave that. Okay, as you go, hopefully you're going to get better and better results. And again, we're trying not to erase. In a normal class, we would have these as 2 separate shapes and have them do some erasing. I would do the erasing for them at this age so that they're not getting frustrated by the extra work. You're just trying to get them. I'm going to continue to do mine like I'm a 3-year-old and wobble it so you can kind of see what type of result you'll get. Okay, you're going to dot your outside. Always try and draw your biggest shapes first, unless you're doing something in the center. Then I would start with a central shape. Okay, let's say this wing got a little out of control. That's okay. Okay, I would leave it just like that. All right, so we're looking at again, a very young child doing a worksheet should be fine. Okay, so say you dot it and you even miss a line, no problem. Well, then your 3-year-old all of a sudden gets 1 spot on and maybe even improves your line here. Who knows? Okay? One thing I would encourage you at this point is you can tell them, okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase the guidelines for you. So I would take the guidelines out. And again, do this work for them so that they're not going to get frustrated. The erasing stuff comes later. It's totally fine. We're going to clean the image up a little bit, so we want to get to the point where they've drawn some of this or a good portion of this, and they'll be able to do some color. Okay, now this is a really good spot if you want to maybe dot one of the little antenna in here for them, have them kind of trace it, and then say, okay, go ahead and try one more. Let's add another one, and then maybe have them do it, and you might get something like this. Well, that's fine, okay? There's no reason to worry about them drawing it symmetrical if they're 3 or 4 or even 5 years old. If it's really tiny and they can't even color in it, you can maybe help them out a little bit, but for the sake of just trying to get them to participate and to have fun and to get their motor skills going, I would not worry about stuff like that. Okay, next thing, we're going to go ahead and put in a little face. If you want to just have them draw a face, they can. Okay. Same thing, if you know where you want them to put the eyes, you could either dot them like this and have them draw them. Let's say they do a good job on that one, and you have them draw the other one in. One thing I'll do is I'll put a placement dot in, and I'll say, okay, there's a little dot right there. I want you to draw the circle around the dot. Okay, if you get this, same thing. That's okay. I would leave it. All right, if it's giant and you can't even tell it's a face, then maybe help them, but otherwise. And then a smile. The smiles are always really cute when the kids do them on their own, so sometimes you'll get like a little teeny smile like this that's super cute, or just a big giant smile. I like it when they do these little tiny mouths like this, so that's fine. And then if you want to help them, one thing that does make images look really cute is to put a little highlight in the eyes, so you can maybe draw in the highlight in the eyes for them like this. Okay, so you're going to have kind of a cute little image. Now at this point, I would encourage them maybe to put like 2 or 3 shapes in here. So if you want to show them how to do a circle in there, you can do a little circle in the middle, have them trace it. Okay, see how they do. Or you could do hearts, or you could do diamonds, you could do whatever you want. So let's say we just have them put in a little circle on each side. Okay, if they start filling it with tons and tons and tons of shapes, that's good. The more repetition, the better. It's totally fine. I would not worry about that either. Okay, any other guidelines you want to remove, you can go ahead and remove them. And from this point, what you're going to do is, what we do in our classes is we have them outline their picture. Now again, if they're 3 years old, they're going to be too young to outline. 2 or 3, you can hold their hand. So you basically take a pen. I'm going to actually use a colored pencil here, and you can have them hold it and then take your hand and hold their hand and kind of help them through the outlining process. Okay, if not, what I would do is I would take and very carefully outline their picture and try to stay exactly on their lines so that this looks exactly like their drawing. Okay, so try any little wiggle or wobble, try and keep it the same. It's going to be hard for you not to try and improve it, but try to keep it the same so that it is their drawing. Okay, with your assistance. All right, so we're going to go ahead. I'm just using a dark gray here. You could use whatever you want. I usually try to use a little bit darker color for the outside. Okay, and I'm trying to stay on those lines. And for time's sake, I'll go ahead and just fill these in here. Try to stay on my wobbly line here. All the way out. Okay, and let's try and keep it as much their drawing as we can with a little assistance here. Okay, and let's say, you know, they put some hearts or whatever in here, that's fine. And so once you get kind of an outline on here, you've essentially let them create their own coloring page with a little assistance from you, but with a lot of their own doing, which is great, and that's what we want. So now, at this point, you can demonstrate a little bit of the coloring with them. So if you want to have them do a background, you can have them do a background. If they want to draw in, you know, a couple of flowers or something like that, let them be creative. But here's my funny little butterfly, you know, that's as much of my kids' work as I can allow at this point and still try to keep them focused along the way. Okay? You want to make sure it's a quick process. With this age group, I wouldn't draw any more than 15 to 45 minutes unless they're extraordinary and they can sit for hours, which some of them can, and that's wonderful too. So any other lines that you want to come in and clean up so that you do have a nice cute little drawing for your student, you can take your eraser and come in and clean up all the little guidelines that you gave them so that they have something nice to color. Okay? At this point, I would try to demonstrate a little bit of color control. So if we're going to do just a standard blue background, what I would do is I'd break it up into pieces. So I would take the picture and I would actually go ahead and draw in little areas like this and then ask them to color one of those at a time. And you can demonstrate or you can participate with them and actually color one in for them and say, look how I'm doing this. I'm going nice and slow on my edge, okay, like this. And then you give your student a chance to do it and you say, okay, here you go. And you're going to get something like this, right? Okay, and that's fine. Okay, if it's going inside the butterfly, that's okay too, no problem. Okay, you're going to get something like that. You want to try and encourage them to just practice going all the same direction as they go. Okay, so if I were going to color this in on my own or teach my students how to do it, I'm going to try and work my way all the same direction, just like this. And you want to encourage that so that there is consistency in your background, okay, and throughout the picture. Okay, so I'm not going to finish that, but you get the idea, and you can take turns. And one thing that's fun to do with these young kids is if you can actually have them do multiple colors. So if you have 20 colors in there, it just gives them something to take a break and set one color down and pick another color up and start coloring, and it gives them a rest of their hand to just grab different colors, and it's fun for them too. So don't discourage or try to make them do all one color. To them it's kind of monotonous, it's kind of boring. So if they have 100 different colors and you can barely tell it's a butterfly, that's fine, as long as they're having fun and they're getting the practice in. Again, it's a worksheet. Okay, as you move on, I tend to try to go with darker outlines. So you want to try to use, if you're going to do a purple butterfly, and you can discuss this with your student, use a dark purple and then maybe like a lighter purple inside, or a dark purple and a pink inside. Okay, as far as shading and things like that go, I wouldn't worry about that at this point. If you end up with the butterfly and you get different colors and they're coloring it in and you can get something like this from them, that's actually pretty good. Okay, depending upon their age, again, you know, you're going to get different results according to how old they are. Some kids will be able to color this in just fine, and some kids are young and it's going to take them a little bit of time. Okay, so you can have them block in, encourage them to spread their color around. So if you have one color in one spot, it's nice to kind of spread it around. So we could do like yellow for the wings and then do some purple on the inside, maybe do a pink body or a green body or whatever. So if you get this from them, that's fine. Okay, so if you can get the results of me speed coloring here, and even if there's some white areas in there, it's okay. All right, if they're leaving a lot of white, you can try to tell them, hey, you know, let's try and color a little more. But again, you want to try and be as encouraging as you can. And if they want to put down the pencil and go play, let them go play. If they want to come back to it, that's great. They can come back and color. Okay, so hopefully this helps to have an idea of what you can do. And another thing is just practicing some shapes. So having them do other shapes in the background, like diamonds. You can do just random floating shapes where you can dot it for them and you can say, hey, do you want to put some diamonds in the background? These are good things, and then you have them trace them, okay, so that they can get the practice, and it gives them another section to color in. Okay, so again, spreading my color around, have them color it in however neat your student can do, but you can do all kinds of little shapes. You can do ovals, you can do circles, you could make bubbles. The ideas are endless. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, feel free to subscribe to our page and find us on the internet at littleartist.com, and I'd be happy to dialogue with anybody trying the lessons out on their own with their young kids. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Thanks for watching.